Some secrets are meant to stay buried, but in the summer of 1947, the ocean swallowed a mystery that still defies logical explanation.
World War II had just ended. Global shipping routes were chaotic, and the Malacca Strait was a vital, yet incredibly dangerous passage. Navigating these treacherous waters was the SS Ourang Medan, a massive Dutch freighter. On paper, it was just a routine merchant voyage. Manned by a highly seasoned crew, the ship was heavily loaded. But exactly what they were transporting remains one of history's darkest secrets.
We unveil the world's greatest mysteries.
As they ventured deeper into the strait, a thick, unnatural fog suddenly rolled in. The massive freighter was instantly cut off completely.
Inside the communication cabin, the radio operator monitored the frequencies. At first, there was only the standard, quiet hum of ocean static. But then, the equipment began to behave erratically. The static shifted, and a sudden, overwhelming sense of dread settled over the vessel. To understand this mystery, we must look at 1947. World War II was over, but a massive black market for weapons was booming. Many military historians believe the Ourang Medan was secretly carrying highly hazardous, unregistered cargo, materials too dangerous for official shipping routes.
Whatever they were carrying, something went catastrophically wrong. The first sign of trouble reached a British listening post near Sumatra.
An Allied radio operator suddenly intercepted a frantic, chaotic Morse code transmission, unregistered cargo. It was a distress signal completely devoid of standard protocol. The message was terrifying. It translated to, "All officers are motionless, possibly whole crew gone." For several agonizing minutes, the radio waves fell completely silent. The operators desperately tried to re-establish a connection with the unknown ship. For several agonizing minutes, the radio waves fell completely silent. The operators desperately tried to re-establish a connection with the unknown ship. Then, the signal briefly returned. Through the heavy static, the sender tapped out just 2 final words before fading forever. "I die." Using the signal's strength, Dutch and British outposts quickly triangulated the location. The distress call came directly from the treacherous Malacca Strait. Using the signal's strength, Dutch and British outposts quickly triangulated the location. The distress call came directly from the treacherous Malacca Strait. Receiving the exact coordinates, the American merchant ship Silver Star pushed its engines to the absolute limit, racing towards the silent freighter. After hours of navigating the treacherous strait, the crew of the Silver Star finally made visual contact. The Ourang Medan was drifting. The captain ordered immediate signaling. They blasted the ship's horn and flashed emergency lights, but the Dutch freighter remained completely dark and unresponsive. Sensing a massive tragedy, the American captain assembled a heavily armed boarding party. They lowered a small wooden lifeboat into the freezing waters. As the rescue team rowed closer, the sheer silence became overwhelming. There was no sign of life. The boarding party hooked a ladder. One by one, they climbed up, weapons drawn, anticipating a violent pirate ambush. The first officer stepped over the railing and onto the wooden deck. He immediately raised his weapon, scanning the shadows for any movement.
But there were no pirates, no ambush. Instead, as the fog parted, the rescue team witnessed a scene straight out of a nightmare. Stepping onto the main deck, the rescue party was immediately met by an unnatural, suffocating stillness. Not a single sound echoed.
They split up to inspect the upper decks. Every door they passed was unlocked, yet everything inside remained completely untouched and eerily quiet.
Following the ship's layout, the team finally approached the command bridge. This was the exact location mentioned in the frantic final SOS message.
They reached the heavy wooden door of the wheelhouse. The officer raised his hand, signaling absolute silence before pushing it open.
What they saw inside defied all logic. Every single crew member on the bridge was completely motionless. frozen in terrifying postures.
Their eyes were wide open, staring blankly into space, their faces twisted in expressions of absolute terror, as if facing an invisible horror.
As the rescue team stepped onto the deck, a chilling sight awaited. The entire Dutch crew lay completely frozen, stiff like stone statues.
Yet, as the rescue team examined the unmoving figures, they discovered something impossible. There were no physical injuries or marks anywhere. Even more disturbing was the temperature. Despite the tropical heat of the strait, the entire bridge felt like a freezing, sub-zero chamber. Suddenly, thick black smoke billowed from the lower cargo holds. The freezing temperature instantly turned into an unbearable, suffocating heat. Sensing an imminent catastrophe, the commanding officer screamed the order to abandon ship. The rescue team sprinted desperately for their lives. The moment they hit the lifeboat, they rowed with every ounce of their strength, trying to put distance between them and the freighter. They scrambled down.
Seconds later, the SS Ourang erupted into a massive fireball. The sheer force lifted the colossal ship out of the water.
With the ship and its terrifying secrets resting at the bottom of the ocean, a desperate search for answers began. Investigators checked Lloyd's register of shipping, the ultimate maritime database. But shockingly, there was absolutely no record of the Ourang Medan. The very first mention appeared in a Dutch-Indonesian newspaper in 1948. It detailed the exact horrifying coordinates and the frozen crew. Was the entire tragedy an elaborate myth? Or was it a massive international cover-up to hide something far more dangerous?
Soon, intelligence agencies classified the incident. Rumors spread about illegal chemical weapons, secretive military experiments, and dark wartime secrets. Declassified documents later hinted at a sinister truth. The Ourang Medan wasn't carrying regular cargo, it was secretly transporting illegal chemical weapons.
Theorists believe it was smuggling lethal nerve gas, or potassium cyanide, left over from dark, highly classified, wartime military operations. Deep inside the rusted hull, corrosive seawater may have seeped into the unstable cargo, creating an invisible, deadly, and odorless toxic cloud. The toxic gas would have spread through the ship's ventilation in minutes, silently suffocating the entire crew before they could even react. This highly volatile chemical payload would also perfectly explain why the massive freighter violently exploded and sank so quickly. But what if the truth wasn't human at all? Many researchers point to the frozen, terrified expressions as proof of a supernatural encounter. They argue that no chemical gas could kill an entire crew so instantly, leaving them staring up at the sky in pure terror. Declassified sightings in the Pacific during the late 1940s fueled wild theories of an alien encounter or an experimental, highly classified energy weapon. The Malacca Strait is notorious for unexplained phenomena. Was the Ourang Medan swallowed by a dimensional anomaly, a mysterious rift in the ocean? Whether it was toxic gas, a military cover-up, or something paranormal, the true fate of the SS Ourang Medan remains completely unknown.
Decades have passed, but the legend of the SS Ourang Medan refuses to die. It remains one of maritime history's darkest secrets.
Was it a tragic accident involving lethal wartime chemicals? Or did the crew stare into the eyes of an otherworldly horror? The truth is buried at the bottom of the Malacca Strait, locked inside a rusted hull that the ocean will never release.
The Malacca Strait is notorious. What do you think really happened to the Ourang Medan? Let us know your darkest theory in the comments section below. Subscribe to join the journey. Leave a like and share your thoughts below.